I don't know where the heck that other stream went. It said it was green on here, so who knows?
It's somewhere.
Somewhere. Let's see if I got something here. There we go.
I left my boots and my faded jeans in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and swapped them for a coat and tie and some places to go. I had days that were laced with white lines on narrow blacktop roads, with honky tonks around each end and drunken episodes.
It said it was green on here, so who knows? I got your audio. Somewhere. Let's see if I got something here. I got your audio. There we go.
So many things happening.
Yeah. It wasn't me, yeah. Bottles of course. A sweet young girl. And
Hello and welcome to a Gypsy Kiss. It's one of those really rare occasions, and we're here together tonight to celebrate the finding of Forrest Fenn's treasure and to offer our coaching to those of us who didn't find it. So thanks for joining us, and hope that we have a good time tonight in the chat room to have a little celebration, a little party time.
Open it back to you. She stripped me bare and read my heart.
enjoy some of this. So we're all going to experience mixed emotions with this, but it's amazing that it's been found. It substantiates it. Forrest Fenn did indeed hide a treasure. We don't have a lot of facts. Nobody has a lot of facts. Forrest has promised that it'll be coming in the near future, but we thought we should get on and give everybody a chance to talk about it. The phone lines are going to be open here in just a second, so if you feel like you want to call and talk about this in a good, relaxing, and positive way, or just express yourself and say your whatever you're feeling right now, but we feel like this is a good time to be talking about it. So stay with us, and we'll get right back to the phone lines.
She turned her head and walked away, made me realize the longest days and the darkest nights were
Hey,
more than I
And it's been a great time to be with family. Thanks for being here, Jason.
that I could be.
Sean Wells is in the room.
More family. Hooray. I should call mine. My husband's in the other room, so that works too.
So we'll tell that story here in just a second. Cities of midnight rendezvous.
There she played memories of songs that made me blue.
All right, here we go.
Sweet songs.
All right.
So here we are.
Cheers.
Cheers to all our
The
friends,
search is over.
to the family members that are in the room right now. The search for the Forrest Fenn treasure is over. It has been found as announced by Mr. Fenn and reported on Dale's site. I think he sent an email to Christy as well. And we're going to, let me get my son Jason in here.
Cheers with
Hold on,
Jason,
Jace. So here's to all of you who spent all those years searching for, along with us, searching for this treasure. So
Cheers
thanks for joining us.
to
So,
our friends, to the family members that are in the room right
Jason, hey, Jace,
Yep.
turn your audio off in the
Yeah, I
background.
did.
Okay.
I did. I've got it down.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm just pretty damn happy for that one lucky searcher.
I got Waco Joe. I got you. I'll call you in just a minute, all right?
Listen, I just want to say, man, we're all going to have a big searcher hangover. And as much as we want to be happy for that one lucky searcher, I know a lot of us are going to feel like a gut punch. There's no telling how much we've all put into this.
Yeah.
But I want to say that I really enjoy the friendships. I really enjoy the community. It's been incredible. And the community you've built is so strong. I don't know that it'll even matter that the treasure's been found. I think we could still do jamborees for years to come, and it'll be the same friendly faces and great stories and tales of new treasures and new paths and stuff like that. So anyway, for those of you that are hurting tonight, I hope you can find a way to put the energy that you put into this into something even more magical and fantastic. And God bless all of you.
Jason, thank you for calling in. I want everybody to know that Jason and I enhanced our relationship. It made it better just because we went out for that. And as a matter of fact, I'll remind everybody, and I'll show them some pictures here in just a little bit, that my first search, my first boots on the ground, was with my son Jason, to whom I'm speaking, and thankfully he didn't drown when I tried to drown him.
Or get bitten by snakes.
Or get bitten by snakes. Yeah, those are
Swam
all.
across that damn river. Got my huevos wet.
Oh, God, those were some times. That was the night that we got trapped. Remember, we got trapped in the valley with the rain. We couldn't get up the other side.
I remember?
And
Hey, man, somewhere I have video of that dually pulling the Kia out of that hole.
well, what was amazing is we got stuck in the valley, couldn't get up the other side of the mountain because this massive rainstorm came in on us. So we spent the night in the Kia Sorrento. And in the morning, these hunters were scouting the area in a big four-wheel drive vehicle, huge. And they came just plowing down that mountain. They stopped and they asked us if we needed help. And what they said was, when we're finished with our scout, we'll come back. And they hooked my car up to that chain. And I told Jason, you better go with them because I'm not sure what's going to happen. And they literally whipped me around that mountain, up the side of that mountain with mud flying all over my car. And all I could remember was at the top, there was a sharp right turn. And on the left side of that turn, there was a big boulder. And I just had this vision of whipping around and smacking that boulder and watching the Kia go over the cliff.
I saw that thing and the speed that he was pulling you up that hill with the mud flying, and I just thought, Dad is about to become the Blaze. I mean, I'm going to have footage of this, And I mean, it was fantastic, But man, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We've got some memories that we will hold and cherish for the rest of our lives, regardless of how it all went down in the end.
Yeah.
And I'm glad for it.
Well, I'm looking forward to see who found it, where they found it, how they found it, etc. We're all excited about that, and that's probably worth a couple more weeks worth of AGK, and then we'll figure out what to do after that. But
well, Jason, Sean is in the room, your sister. She says, it's been so fun to watch your tales spin around the potential leads to the treasure. Forrest, your treasure did everything you hoped. It got our family out in nature, adventuring together.
Yeah.
Nature is all over me.
It's stuck. I got nature stuck to me.
Oh man.
So what do you think? So what's your bet? Let's start taking bets. What's your bet on what state it was found in?
I'm about to make a lot of enemies. I still think it was northern New Mexico to southern Colorado, right around the border. I think that's what's realistic for a day trip at his age.
Right.
And I do think that it would make it even that more magical if he was able to be able to find a place like that was so special to him that was within a day trip. To get him there.
Well, and
but you know what? I don't discount anyone. I honestly, one of the great things that came out of this is all the damn creativity and energy that went into these solves.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going to come in the coming days, but I really do hope that the finder shares some of his connection with the solve to the poem. Because honestly, man, we've been talking about some of this. I mean, just to know, like, what was the blaze? You
Right.
know, honestly,
Yeah.
no BS.
Right.
What was the home of Brown? Because Dad convinced me it was this big ass trout up above a shop on the Red River, and you know, had me minnowing in the frozen waters as he laughed and threw rocks at me.
The
It was
spring
messed
runoff.
up.
Spring runoff.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time that time, and all the other adventures that we experienced. And you know what? I would. Forrest said he was telling a story one day, and he said when movie stars are asked what they would do with their life if they had to live it over again, they say they'd live the same life all over again. And he criticized them for that. He said, you know what? I'd go back and do everything differently. And if I had those, 7 years now to live over again, I'd probably go back and do everything differently, see if I made any headway the second time. So,
yeah, for sure.
but it's been
all
a
right.
lot of
I'm
fun.
going to let some other people share. So
All right.
I'll let you guys go.
Thanks
but,
for.
God bless you and all my friends out there. You know, this doesn't change the thing. Our friendships still stand, and we've still got plenty of great stories to share and talk about.
And
so,
who knows?
Take care, you guys.
There's other treasures out there. We even have a treasure that we still have yet to hide.
That's right,
So
that's right.
we'll make sure we do something with that as well. All right,
I'm
guys.
gonna need a morning period, so I just need some quiet time.
Okay.
All right. I'll check
I'm
on.
excited to have some gas money again.
I'll check on you tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
All right. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Hey, New York. What do you have to say?
Hello?
Hi. Hey, New York. Do me a favor and turn your audio off on your computer.
Okay, I did it. Hi, Toby.
Hi.
Hi, Shelley.
Who's this?
This is Sam, the Forrest Fenn searcher. How are you?
Hi, Sam. How are you doing? Are you the person that solved all of this?
No, I'm not. And the funny part was I was sending my son to go boots on the ground. He was leaving tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
You get emails? I was going to send you an email, but from my work email, so not to use my name. I sent you some pictures.
Oh, okay.
I was searching in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And I had found a visual of a picture, whether it was placed by Forrest Fenn or not. Or this could have been the searcher that everybody thought was Stephanie, who took her pictures down.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually, I read the poem and I read the book. And if I had only the poem, I wouldn't need to spend the money on the book. I had searched the clues so diligently through researching in the dictionary and the internet, and I stumbled upon a map, I stumbled upon a picture, and it actually led me to Cimarron. Yeah. I know a lot of you are very stuck on New Mexico and the Cimarron area. Yeah. And there's actually a picture that I don't know who it was altered by. It's a cascade in the area. Mm-hmm. And once you fiddle with the picture, the cascade is actually in the shape of a horse, a flame, and it's like an arched waterfall. It's actually a special name for this waterfall, and it's called a horsetail waterfall. When you look up certain ones, some of them are called plunge, some of them are called like a double dipper. Yeah. And so when you look at that particular cascade, and I'm like a little PI, I couldn't understand why at first my area led me to where it did, but then when I heard somebody say waterfalls and cascades, it made me start researching the particular area that I was interested in. And when you look at this particular cascade and you go to the bottom of it, about 16 inches from the base of it is a reddish shoe rock that has an X carved into it. And the area in the wall that it's in appears to have been carved in a square shape. Yeah.
So
very, very
do you think that's where the treasure was found?
I'm betting 99% of my research on it.
Well, We'll see. We'll know more as the week goes on, I'm sure. I'm going to switch over to the message that Forrest wrote for Dale's site so you guys can see exactly what was said. It says, I want to make this screen a little bit bigger for us. It says, from Forrest Fenn on June 6, 2020 at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would have been 9 p.m. our time. It says, the treasure has been found in uppercase. It was under a canopy of stars in the lush forested vegetation. Hold on. Let me, Waco Joe, I'll call you back in just a minute. It was found... It was under a canopy of stars in the lush forested vegetation of the Rocky Mountains and had not moved from the spot where I hid it more than 10 years ago. I do not know the person who found it, but the poem in my book led him to the precise spot. I congratulate the thousands of people who participated in the search and hope they will continue to be drawn by the promise of other discoveries. So the search is over. Look for more information and photos in the coming days.
Very exciting. That is awesome.
It is very exciting. Well, thank you for calling in. I'll take a look at those pictures. I just saw your email come in, and I'll take a look at them in just a bit. All right?
Okay.
You have a good evening. Congratulations on being a searcher for the Fenn treasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. All right, let me get back to Waco because I'm sure we need to talk to him just a little bit here. Recents. There we go. All right, Waco, I'm calling you, brother. T. Brown, it is real. The treasure has been found. Hey, Waco.
Hey, this is Waco Joe.
Yeah, we know.
How's it going, Toby? Hi, Shelley.
We're doing pretty good. How are you feeling, by the way?
I am feeling super pumped and excited,
yeah.
And I want to say a few things, and then you can respond to them.
Okay.
So first, if the finder is listening or going to watch this, I'm not that I'm entitled, but I'll take 50,000.
Yeah, we all want a little piece of that action, don't we?
Yeah, right. And so, I believe that the treasure, I really honestly, with all my heart, believe that the treasure was in Montana, somewhere near Hebgen Lake.
All right. Yeah, we should start putting some, we should make a, what do they call it when you do baseball? The chart, you know.
I don't do sports.
Oh, okay.
A diagram or a...
No, when you try to pick a winner for the World Series and stuff like that. What's that called? I'm not.
You would ask me.
Geez. It's all right. So you think Montana near Hebgen Lake, huh?
Yeah, somewhere near Hebgen Lake.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
I think I that was my home of Brown. Right. Was Hebgen Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. I hope that somebody didn't just stumble across it. You know, I hope they use the poem. And I know Forrest said that you probably wouldn't stumble across it. You have to, but I mean, everything is possible, right? So.
He says, I do not know the person who found it, but the poem in my book led him to the precise
Apparently
spot.
it was Ray Reddington, because he seems to know exactly where it was.
Yeah.
He's telling us all in the chat room.
So,
here's exactly where it was.
So, I mean, I'm just, that's all I have to say. I'm just super pumped, super excited. I hope that they use their newfound wealth, you know, for good, you know, because 2020 has been a heck of a year.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not it's not even half over yet, you know.
Yeah.
So
yes, it is. It's half over.
Is it?
It's after June.
Hey, and I'll just say I think Father's Day is coming up, and it's my birthday and Zoe's birthday in August.
Yeah.
The 2nd and the 21st. So if the finder wants to share, hey, we're open.
Zoe's open for big birthday presents.
Maybe it was one of our viewers who kept telling us they would share it with us if they
found it. If you found it and you were a viewer who kept saying when you found it you were going to share some of it with us, we're open to that.
Our address is in the description
in the description box below. Yeah.
So what do you think? Are you excited?
I'm excited, you know, for a couple of reasons. Mostly I'm excited for Forrest because I think he was worried that this would go on longer then he was going to be alive, so he'd never see it found. So he's the one that I'm excited for. I'm excited that he's going to have a chance.
Yeah, his family can settle down.
And
now.
that's right, and his family can settle down now. So there's lots of things that they can go on. He can, he always talks about his life in phases, and this is the end of that final phase. There's not going to be any more books. There's not going to be any more interviews. There's not going to be,
there'll be more interviews.
I'm sure there'll be more interviews, but this is kind of the beginning of the end of his last phase, and he can go on, in peace to whatever happens at this point. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the community because we can all feel like we were part of this. We all contributed to it. We all invested our, time, money, and effort in it. We talked about it. There were lots of things that each of us felt like we needed to do and wanted to do. It was done by choice. I regret the loss of life, of course, but that happens in almost, any adventure sport, and that's what I thought about this. And I think we have to be excited for those of us. 37 boots on the ground for me, 16 for Shelley. Those are all places that I would have never seen Lander, Wyoming. I would have never seen Sinks Canyon. I would have never seen Browns Canyon or the Yellowstone.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have had any reason to see all those places. The Rio de los Pinos, literally, I've lived in New Mexico. I'd lived, not all my life, but I had never been to the Rio de los Pinos. And it's a beautiful place. And I'll go back there to go camping and hunting and maybe just picnicking and taking pictures. We got to go back and figure out the River Rock.
I think it's the chase served its purpose. It got people out and about, and like your son said, it's about the memories that were created, not just the chase. And we all played a part in it. Whether you'd never been boots on the ground or didn't even have the book, you only had the poem to go by from the person who found it, and everybody in between. We all played a part. So.
Right. Everybody did, and I think everybody should walk away from this proud that they were part of this story, because they'll be able to tell this story to their children.
Yeah, it's probably that Mel Rustad. He wins everything. It's probably him.
Well, and the thing is, I want everybody to stay positive and keep their heads up, and all the naysayers, all the people said, oh, it's fake. Well,
wasn't. Let's see.
Fake news, wasn't a hoax.
So my daughter Sean, my grandson Griffin says, I really hope the finder, tell us every single clue. Yeah, I think we all feel like that. And it may not come out right away. They may decide that there's a book in the that can be written about this and the excitement. I think just generally speaking, we all got to feel like, as I started to say, we're part of this. This is a story we can tell our children. Jason and I, every time we get the family together and we start talking about the treasure, we get to tell that story about the Rio Chama over again. I think the family's getting tired of hearing it, but we get to tell that story. Shelley and I and Kevin have had adventures in all 4 treasure states that will, that'll be part of our memories for the rest of our lives. So,
hey, and I really want to say thank you to you guys. From early on when I started doing research and stuff, you guys were the first channel that I started watching, and I kind of been with you guys from for a little while now, and I know you guys have put a lot of work into it, and I just want to say thank you to you, both of you, Shelley and Toby. Really appreciate you guys coming on the air, every chance you get, and sharing your information and your experiences. That's fun too, for me being in Texas, not being able to drive all the way to Montana where I thought it was. It was nice. So thank you guys too.
Well, it was our pleasure, and we really enjoyed it, and we learned a lot, not only about treasure hunting, but about live streaming and about promoting.
And we're not going away.
We're not. Yeah.
No. I hope not. That was my next question. I hope you guys stay on.
Yeah. So once we find everything, so we have 6,700 subscribers here, and it's all based on the Forrest Fenn treasure. But there's other treasures out there, and there are other things that we can do together as a group. the Sassy will tell you that there are always other treasure hunts out there that are active and available, and maybe we can just become a treasure hunt channel where we all get together and continue to discuss these various treasure hunts.
That'd be pretty cool.
Forrest Fenn, we're not going to
coach you all through this.
Yeah, we
transition.
we gotta do a lot.
That's what we excel at is transitions coaching.
Yeah,
so
and we all have to.
what we're here for.
We just finished a series on pivoting not with the Forrest Fenn treasure, but because we're dealing with a pandemic and some of us are unemployed and some of us have our businesses have closed, and so what we're looking at is how to pivot away from that and find ways to success. We're at the end of the month. We're doing a webinar on 12 ways to make money online. So we're going to pivot, and we don't know.
Well, I was kind of banking on finding the treasure, but I guess I got to sell more tacos to become a millionaire.
Find a new way. Find a little place on eBay, It's Etsy. Find a little shop on Etsy where you can sell homemade tacos shipped overnight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my own catering business, and but it stopped all when when COVID-19 hit. I just just halted all activities. And,
like I said, we're going to be doing a webinar at the end of the month, and it's going to be on how to make money, 12 different ways you can make money online, because I think we're at a time where
we tried about all 12 of them.
Is that going to be on? Is that going to be on AGK or?
No, it's going to be it's going to be on our SLI brand, but it's going to be an open webinar. I think we have what do we say, 20?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So how would I subscribe?
We'll start. What we'll do is beginning Wednesday, we'll start. You can go to a landing page where that is, and we have a complete offer. It includes a workbook and a checklist and a ebook to go along with it. So starting Wednesday, we'll make that landing page available to everybody.
Yep.
But I'll be able to see it through AGK.
Yeah, we'll be posting it everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll be posting it on all our channels. You won't see the AGK on the day of the webinar. You'll see the SLI brand. No. Yeah, but you'll be able to see what we're doing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Well, y'all have a good one.
Congratulations on searching for the Forrest Fenn treasure.
Hey, my daily agenda. We're here because the Forrest Fenn treasure has been found.
We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
No.
So we should know, for those of you that signed in and don't know what's going on, the Forrest Fenn treasure has been found. Forrest announced it tonight at 9 p.m. Mountain Time on Dale Neitzel's website that it has been found. The only thing that we know is that the person is a he, and that he used the poem to get the poem in the book to get to the precise spot. So, hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what do you want to talk about?
Hi, this is Con. How are you?
Who is this?
This is Conrad. I'm Con.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Conrad. How are you doing?
Hi. No one. I never told myself or anything, and I don't know. It's a pretty tight solve, and I can tell you real quick, and then maybe people would say, "Oh, well, maybe there was two people that were in the race."
Well, okay. If you can do it quickly, go ahead.
Oh, I can. Well, the blaze. Okay, it starts in Arizona at Canyon de Chelly.
Yeah.
And the blaze is the Indian swastika.
Yeah.
And what happens is you become a mythical character.
Uh-huh.
The Rolling Logs.
Yeah.
So Graven in Wood is the Rolling Logs, and then then he has Pet Turkey. And then he winds up at Turkey Creek near Red Rocks, Colorado. And then the end of it, because the blaze has to match up, at the end is a good luck symbol.
Yeah.
And so there's a frog there. And so below the frog is where the chest would be.
Wow. Very nicely done. So the excitement that we'll all experience is waiting for the individual who found the treasure to give us more information on its finding and what clues they discovered, how they interpreted the poem, where they actually found the treasure, if they care to share. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. Now, Forrest did say in the message to Dale, he said the search is over, look for more information and photos in the coming days. So I think this will probably appear. But apparently, whoever found the treasure sent Forrest enough information so that Forrest felt confident in announcing the find. I wonder if it has anything to do. I wonder if it's related to those guys that. Let me see. What was it? The Forrest Fenn treasure.com. Let's see what they say.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah,
important
maybe
updates. That's interesting. So,
it makes sense. Like the frog was the Gardenier frog, and the rainbow was the honeymoon island in the Seychelles.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt there, and so that's where and then the frog was there.
Yeah.
And then the frog you can hear through the ears, your ears. You hear me now and listen good, and everything matched up twice. And so you go back to the poem. You do the sixth stanza, and then it goes back to the fourth. And the first and the fifth was all about it was Mummy Cave.
Yeah.
It was a mummy cave. Then that's where you start, and then also the Red Rocks is like a burial ground, ancient. It's
man,
ancient,
you had. You managed to get to literally every state in the 4-state search area, it sounds like.
Well, I did. I did go to all of them, but these two were the main ones, and then I knew I had to focus on that one, and then it worked, and I thought I was just waiting for the COVID because the mountain was closed. And so that maybe. So, even though everything matched up, I could still be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Forrest is going to release some other information. He probably won't release it to us, but he will be releasing it to Dale Neitzel's site. So I would say make sure you keep an eye on Dale's site, because I imagine that's where they're going to release the information as he did tonight. So.
Hey, thanks for letting me get that off my chest.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations
on being one of the people that searched for the Forrest Fenn treasure, and you can tell your grandchildren all about it.
Right.
All right?
It's good. All right, we'll talk to you later.
You have a good evening.
Bye now. Bye.
Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a call. Let me see. Oh, I'm going to call Joey. Joey Perro asked me to call him, so let's call him. So, how exciting. Okay, so they're starting to ask, when is the AGK chest getting hidden?
Hello.
Hey, Joey, it's Toby and Shelley.
I am in shock.
Yeah.
Is anyone else in the chat room or you guys? I am in utter shock.
Yeah, I think everybody is experiencing a range of emotions that run from shock to disappointment. I was trying to look for the number of times that I have seen in the past month people saying, "I just wish someone would find it so it will be over." There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, can we just get this over with? Somebody go find it, please. So.
And I was sitting there, for the last several months saying, geez, I hope my flight is okay for July. I'm boots on the ground.
Yeah.
But I am in shock. I've spent, I have mixed feelings. I know that, it's not a life changer for me at this point,
Yeah.
If I found it, it would be a life changer for me. But at this point, I'm just like, someone freaking figured out that poem, and found the damn thing. And I am actually, Toby, in my crazed mania phase right now.
Yeah.
I think someone may have found it last year.
Oh, you mean
it's possible,
and just held off?
Yeah, like for instance, in my search area, I mean, there's a lot of snow right now.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility.
Yeah. Well,
but
we'll know.
It's so early in the search season, as we know.
Yeah.
And there's it's just I'm in shock right now.
I'm interested to see whether or not, because we made this prediction several years ago, that the person that found the treasure would not be recognized by the search community as one of the members of the search community, that they would do this very quietly and just keep it to themselves, work on their theory. But there's lots of questions. How many times did the person go boots on the ground? How did they conclude the warm waters halt? So there's a lot of questions.
And in my opinion, we're not going to hear all that information. We may see a couple pictures and photos.
Yeah.
But I think because of plausible deniability, we're gonna see a lack of information regarding where it was, when it was, who it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we may find out who it was, but I think that they're going to deny. Or I shouldn't say deny because that's such a negative connotation to it. But I think that the person that found it is not going to say where they found it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to say when they found it. But we may find out who it is. And
right.
God, my head is off to you or whoever that is that found it.
No,
really.
It isn't. I can assure you it is not us.
Yeah, well I know.
Oh, you know.
Because you've been working here.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting is we had a trip planned up to the Angel Fire and Cimarron area for today. And when I checked the weather, Saturday was going to be all thunderstorms, for 80% chance of rain, thunderstorms. So we decided not to go. And so I invited Shelley and Kevin to come over. We were going to have barbecue some ribs, and then we were going to watch a movie and have some dessert. And we did all of that. And then all of a sudden, the news comes through, and we weren't planning, of course, to get on tonight. There was not going to be. We had decided we were only going to do Wednesdays. And so it was excited to hear the news, and we thought, we're here, let's get on. Let's go talk about
coaching.
When news is happening.
Yeah, we're the
and Shelley Carney are on the job.
Let's see.
But I'm just so and I wanted to reiterate what I think your last caller called in about. You guys have been so cool. You definitely were a driving force to bringing me into this chase.
We're sorry.
As intense as I'm sorry. No, it's okay, Shelley. I think like in your softer side, you talk about growth, you talk about experiences. It's the same thing here. It really is. It's another chapter in someone's life, in our lives, that we gravitated towards and maybe got something positive out of. I mean, I certainly did. I learned a lot more than I thought I would ever do. Now, my question to you guys and also to the chat room is, do I take my flight for the boots on the ground and just go fishing, or do I cancel it? What do you think?
So part of the growth in all of this for all of us. Now, I tended to be an outdoors person before the treasure hunt, and that's what attracted to me. A lot of people weren't, but a lot of people have discovered the joys of being in the outdoors. And if I had planned a flight, and the news meant that instead of looking for a treasure, I was going to be doing some trout fishing on some of the great waters in the Rocky Mountains, I would take that flight. And I would make sure that I had the best possible equipment that I could, and my licenses were correct, and I would go do as much trout fishing as I could while I was in that area, and experience as many different rivers as I could while I was in that area. I don't know, where is your flight taking you to? It doesn't make any difference now, right? It's over.
You can
tell us the state, right?
I was flying into Billings.
All right, so Billings, Montana. You've got beautiful waters. Open up Fly Waters, the latest edition of Fly Waters, and look at all those waters and literally
contact Tony Henman and get together with him and do some fishing.
He's in Idaho Falls. You could talk to Tony Henman. He'll meet you someplace and he'll take
give you some closure on this part of your life, this hobby of yours.
Well, speaking of closure, guys, I wanted to mention a few things.
All right.
that might pique your interest.
All right.
You know, there is in the Superstition Mountains, the Lost Dutchman mine.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also a wives' tale about blue diamonds that you can find in Las Vegas in a section that's called Blue Diamond.
Oh,
Road.
interesting.
So there's a couple treasure hunts out there. There's the Beale ciphers. I'm sure many people are familiar with those. I think that's kind of a dead end because we don't have enough positive reinforcement on the reality of that treasure hunt. But there are treasure hunts out there. There's one here in New York State that a mobster apparently hit a big booty, like $10 million worth of gold up near river, and then got shot when he got back to New York. So there's a couple treasure hunts out there that may be similar in value to the Forrest Fenn treasure today.
Well, I know Mike is really good. Mike, and to a lesser extent Christy, but Mike has always kept his eye on the various, what I would call active and plausible treasure hunts, from breakfast tea and bourbon to some of the others. And I'm sure Will, he's up to speed on all of them. And maybe we'll just pick one and make that the object of our fascination from this point forward. There are still, let's see, of the 12 Byron Price treasures, they've only recovered 3 of them. So there are 9 still out there in the book The Secret. And that one's been around since the early 80s, since before Forrest made his treasure. So there's some other opportunities. We have a brass chest just filled with all kinds of objects from viewers and friends that we're going to hide, and who knows, we can write a poem about it and let people go out to find that one as well. I mean, it certainly doesn't have the value of the Forrest Fenn treasure, but it's going to get you, if it gets you in the outdoors, if it gets you in the outdoors.
And the other thing I was going to mention, Toby, is that Dell was a deep sea diver treasure hunter at one time.
That's right.
So possibly, I wouldn't commit thousands of people to try to deep sea dive for a sunken vessel.
Yeah.
But he may have some insight on other verbal treasures that aren't really prominent on the internet.
Oh, there are, if I remember correctly, there were 2,600 Spanish ships that sunk between South America and Spain.
Wow.
Various weathers, various collisions, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the richest had been lost for years and years. And about back in 2017, a research ship from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute was doing a survey of the ocean floor and found it accidentally.
Well, they have that radar technology that can show you imagery of unnatural occurrences at the bottom of the ocean.
Right. Yeah.
But for us here at home, the Forrest Fenn treasure was cool. Is cool.
Right.
Was cool because that's weird to say now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird to say because it was something. It was something tangible that you could go out and get here in the Rocky Mountains of the United States. And another treasure hunt that has the same plausibility, and it would be interesting for us to talk about and maybe try to decipher amongst our minds.
Well, there's others out there, and if we pick one, we'll let everybody know. There's 6,700 interested treasure hunters out there, so we'll decide what we're going to do and how we're going to proceed from here. We've got not only this channel, but we've got our member vault, who we're going to have to see on Tuesday night. That's going to be an interesting conversation.
Well, they'll need coaching too.
Yeah. So we want we see the good in all this, and we feel like this is a culmination of a lot of time, effort, money spent by a lot of searchers. It was found by a person that apparently deserves to have found it. And I don't think we can argue with that. I think we just go with it and look forward to finding more information about it. But as a result, like we've become interested in archaeology and a lot of other subjects that had nothing to do with treasure hunting, and it'll be fun to continue. We're looking forward to it. You want to read that from K-Pro? I thought that was very heartfelt. Give me a second here, Joey.
Sure.
K-Pro says, "Hey, AGK, I can't hear you right now, but I wanted to say how special you both are, especially to my search dad. Meeting people like you has changed me forever. Both of you are special people. Thank you."
Christy, I want you to know that that Shelley and I feel the same about you and Mike. And although this particular treasure hunt is over, we don't feel like that this is the end of our friendship with you, with the other fellow searchers, or you, Joey,
so.
The people that we've met, and you, our viewers. Although we may have never met you, we don't feel like this is the end of our friendship and our relationship.
Right. We have so much fun in our member vault, and we've gotten to know those people so well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're just going to switch topics and stay together because we just have too much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I totally agree. Totally agree, man. When I came out to New Mexico there, you guys treated me like family, and I'll never forget that, ever. And, I'm still kind of looking at real estate in Nevada and New Mexico, so maybe you guys be able to help me with that a little bit. Live my later dreams out in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
We've got some beautiful real
to.
estate here in the mountains and Santa Fe and between
But
Santa
as
Fe
much
and
as
Albuquerque.
as much as a gut punch tonight, I gotta feel good for the person that found it. And just to console my fellow searchers, shit happens.
Yeah.
And
and now you can take all this energy and do something else with it.
It's not about what happens; it's about what you do after.
Exactly.
Right. That's right.
It's how you react.
Now you're starting.
That's how you react.
Now you're starting to sound like Coach Shelley.
Hang on. I've listened to a couple of her broadcasts, and I won't take any more of your time. I'm about at 15 minutes. That's better than my last one where you yelled at me. But I love you guys so much, and congratulations on starting this beautiful channel and bringing people together. And we'll find something else to do.
We will. We promise you.
You guys will lead the way. I know you're great leaders.
Thank you.
And damn it, you just don't leave any stones unturned talking about this.
You need to come and cry with Jason.
Yeah. We'll get us, Jason. We'll get together. Just have a big cry fest.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Be safe.
Good night. Good night. You too.
Thanks for calling. We love
you
too.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah. What are you
after?
So
I was going to go get that treasure chest.
All right. So, Kevin, if you're watching, I could use a big glass of water, please. Maybe he went to sleep already.
Is he watching it in the living room?
I don't know what he's doing.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Shelley needs some water.
Please.
I'll
trade you my whiskey for water.
So here it is. That's the brass treasure chest that is full right now, but is only half full because of all the stuff that we still have to put into it.
We can move things out.
Yeah.
If you guys were sending high dollar items and we were going to move something cheap out, like
I donated my
like this cork that we got off of the bottle of champagne from Toby's birthday. We could take that out.
Yeah. That could make some room for something. But this is a chest that we started to put together with Brad and Sarah Kinzer, and it's their idea, and we promised them as soon as the coronavirus thing was over that we'd go someplace in the Rocky Mountain states and hide it, someplace north of New Mexico or Santa Fe rather.
That's right.
So we still have that to do. Who knows? We can make that a treasure hunt story of our own. So. Well, I didn't want to stay on what?
Jason, I'm not sad. That was allergies. I have harsh reaction to allergies.
There's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi. No more long trips from New Jersey.
From New Jersey. Say hi to Samantha for us. Tell her we'll miss her visiting out here because she was such a warm and refreshing visit for us.
So we had some voicemails or texts, or what was all that?
Let me see.
You got John Wayne on there, I saw.
I did, but he was sending a YouTube video, so I can't open that from there. Thank you.
Here, I'll trade
Come in and say hi.
You can have this.
No. Hello. Hi. That's Shelley's husband, Kevin, and our search partner. And Chief Water Getter. So somebody was calling in Irving, Texas. Texas, I'm going to call you because you were next. Unless you're
Hello?
Hey, it's Toby and Shelley on AGK. We're returning your call.
I was just going to give you guys what I believe is the correct solve. I don't know if you guys want to hear that or not.
You mean the solve that the gentleman who found the treasure used?
Or your own personal solve?
Or your own personal
solve.
It's
my own, but I would think it's pretty convincing if you guys want to hear it.
All right, so let's say 10 minutes. Can you do it in 10 minutes?
Right.
Well, I'll give you as far as I'm willing to go.
All right.
Since it hasn't officially been proven out, but
okay.
So if you take the beginning of the poem, As I've Gone Alone in there, you've got As is a arsenic, which we'll play in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Gone Alone, there's 1-1 and then in. So 1-1 in is 11 degrees north. So if you're starting from Santa Fe, you go 11 degrees north on a pilot's map, because you're going from the airport, you will land in, or you won't land, but you will meet up with Cuesta, New Mexico.
Cuesta, beautiful town.
Just so happens there is a arsenic springs or whatever there.
Yeah.
Some sort of arsenic thing there. I'm not sure exactly what it's called anymore, but you take that, marry it with also the halt with the Cabresto Lake. Marry that with also, everybody couldn't figure out what One Water's Halt means.
Yeah.
One Water's Halt, if you can do some play with the begin it with some numerical stuff, and I don't want to get into that, but probably the correct thing is if you look at what Eddard, he's missing a W in his name, right? So if you take off the 3 W's, the 3 W's will convert into, if you do an anagram on where One Water's Halt, it anagrams into rare earth metals. And if you take into the fact that he's been saying the number 42 on the way to the gold or the chest and everything, 42 is molybdenum. I can't say that very well, sorry.
Molybdenum.
But
it is a hard one to say.
But there's a molybdenum mine right down the road from the Cabresto Lake.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're still on a plane there. So too far to walk is 242. You take it around, and then so also was it the put in below the Homer Brown? If you're on a proper map, which I'll have to give you guys a proper map to be on, that'll take you to the Moreno Ranch. And south of the Moreno Ranch is the Virginia City.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And Virginia City, that puts you into, if you've been wise, if you look at the Virginia University is the owl. Their mascot is the owls. So, and then
wait. Which University of Virginia?
Yep.
No, the University of Virginia mascot is the Cavaliers. I know because
but
one
you
of my
look
daughters.
at they've got a side. They're the Cavaliers, but they're out. They have an owl for a mascot, from what I understand.
Oh, I see.
And you have to go look it up. And then if you look at their motto, it says "Be wise."
Oh, I see. All right.
The other thing that you look at is if you go on Google Maps and look at the history on Google Maps of that area, you will see a shadow.
Yeah.
And that shadow looks very, very, very similar to the shadow you see on the cover of the book, the second book.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's if you've been wise and then found the blaze. And if you know that area very well, there's a historical tree up in that area called the Discovery Tree. The Discovery Tree, I don't want to go into the history of that, but also if you go up the creek that was going there, the creek curves to the left. So it's, if you've been wise and found the blaze, it curves to the left for the drawing 9 or whatever, right?
Mm.
So then the hard part, that took me a while. This is probably about 3 months worth of work on this next part because there's so many different directions you can go. You can go north, and there's a ridge for some rocks. I forget the name of it, but there's like a name for this particular rock ridge.
Yeah.
There's also the dam down below that's rocky, and out far east there's the Palisades. Those are all rocky. So the solve for the
Cimarron Canyon.
Yeah. Because if you've been wise and found the way, and then your quest to seas, it's actually 2 C's, and so that kind of also leads into what everybody's been thinking about this whole time of, oh my gosh, somebody's been within 200 feet or 500 feet, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, 200 feet really is for CC. For if you look at the Roman numerals, CC.
Uh-huh.
And then 500 is if you look up that in Greek, it's PHI for phi, or Philmont Scout Ranch.
With promo,
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I've got to go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize for the interruption.
The 500 is PHI in Greek, and that tells you for Philmont Scout Ranch. So that was what he was saying. Some people are 500 feet, some people are 200 feet.
Yeah.
So he was just using those plays of words to mess with people.
Yeah.
So if you, let's see where we at on the poem. Quest 2 C's, that's the CC for Cimarron Canyon. But Cherry Scant with Marvel Gaze, that's one that was kind of throwing me for a loop for a while there. So I was talking about with the different rocks, because Terry Scant kind of has to do with, some sort of rock face kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what I finally figured out with that one is if you look up on the map, I'd have to show you the map. It's a topo map. In fact, I think I found it originally from you. You guys were looking at those maps. But there's a specific one that you look up, and it has a big bold letters on the cross of it. It says, here, let me put it up on my machine here. Sorry. It is called Miranda Grant, Beaubien and Miranda Grant. I don't know if you know that name.
Yeah, we're familiar with it.
Okay, so Miranda, if you look at that word, Miranda, it means to look at with marvel. It says something like that, look at with marvel. I don't think you use the word gaze. But, even when I was looking at that, I was like, well, is that really it? I don't know 100% sure. So you kind of have to use that as let me go to the next thing. So if you go to the next thing, which is really close to the map, the word Grant, because it's Beaubien and Miranda Grant.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the word Grant, it says, take the chest and go in peace. You look at the word chest, and the word chest it could be a sarcophagus or a tomb or something like that. Yeah. So you go look up Grant's tomb, and you can go pull it up right now, go look at Grant's tomb and look at a picture of his tomb, and right there on the front is says, I can't remember if it says go in peace or just says be in peace or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But right on the front of his tomb, like in a kind of like a placard kind of thing, it says right in front.
Well, so that's a pretty imaginative theory, and we'll just have to see if it plays out with the gentleman that found the treasure.
I mean, that's not just it. I mean, there's more to it. So.
I know
a lot of people think that the go in peace, look down your quest to cease was the last piece, and that's not it. Right. So I'm sorry, guys, that's not correct.
So when people tell you that at the interview with the Voice of America, Forrest Fenn said, when you get to the 9th clue, look quickly down because that's where the treasure is. What do you say to them?
I mean, he's not saying that the poem says look down. He's saying you should look down on the 9th clue. And I don't think he ever says the 9th clue.
No. He very specifically says, I have the transcript. He says, when you get to the 9th clue.
Look down on what? Look down on the map, look down at your feet, look down at the stars.
When you get, Forrest is a man of very clear-spoken words, right? So if he says, when you get to the 9th clue, look quickly down because you'll be at the treasure.
Okay. Well, I can honestly say that there's more to it that you guys. So, if you look at the so why must I go and leave my trove for all to seek? That is a question mark, and that is one of the lines in the poem that really, other than just saying so, go south, I guess, is the only thing you really could say.
Mm-hmm.
The next two pieces are the answers I already know. So the answers, if you look up on Google, there's a shoe called Palisades, and it's made by Answers. There's a shoe out there called that. So that was one of the things that was like a really random, weird thing, but going south straight from Grant takes you to the Palisades in Cimarron. Then the next one, and this is the one I think you guys should be able to recognize as being that I'm on the right track here. So I'll tell you this right here, okay? I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. Okay, so if you look at I've done it tired, the I've on that one, if you look at what he's been doing with a lot of his apostrophes, that means that there's something quirky about that. So I've is really Ivy. And I know it's kind of hard for me to believe, so what I did was I said, okay, well, if it's Ivy, then, let me look at the numbers that were around on the map. Yeah. And there's a number 7768. And if you look up Ivy 7768, it's Benjamin Moore. And if you go look up Benjamin Moore paints for Ivy, that's what you get. So I told myself, okay, if that's correct, then I should be able to go to the book and look up his daughter's. It was Kelly Moore, not Benjamin Moore. Sorry. So it was Kelly Moore paints. So I knew that his daughter's name was Kelly. So I said, okay, well, if that is a correct clue, then his book's supposed to tell me that. Then I went and looked at the page where it had his daughters, where he was talking about my daughters were wanting more things in life. They were basically wanting to spend more than he had money for, right? And he basically uses the word more and more. And so to me, that purposely right there gave me that it was true. The other thing that'll tell you that is if you go to Scrapbook, the one with where his car broke down, if you want to pull that one up, I don't know if you want to pull that one up.
No, I want to go on to another caller, all right? But we appreciate you calling in, and we look forward to seeing how close your theory is to the person who actually found the treasure, and we should know that here in the near future, I imagine.
No problem. There's several more things beyond that right there, but
it sounds like you've got it. Yeah. It sounds like you've thought this all out, and like I said, we'll just have to wait until we found out how the person who found the treasure found the treasure.
All right, thanks.
My pleasure. You have a good evening. All right, you guys, I'm going to turn off the phone lines because I promised Shelley that I will only keep her and Kevin until 11 o'clock, and the reason is we are going out tomorrow. I've been wanting to get a drone shot of the New Mexico, Vietnam. Pardon me?
Did you turn the phones off?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're headed up north tomorrow. We were going to go to Cimarron Canyon just to get some photos and videos for you guys, but we had planned just to take a Sunday trip that was supposed to be today, but because of the weather, we couldn't. So we're headed out tomorrow. We're going up to the New Mexico Vietnam Veterans Memorial at Angel Fire, and I wanted to get a drone shot of that. And my plan was to take that drone shot, put it in a frame, and use it for a giveaway Wednesday. So we'll probably still have a show on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a show on Wednesday. We'll walk you through this transition, and we'll get through it together.
Yeah.
And for those of you who may have missed the announcement, Forrest Fenn has announced that the treasure has been found. Pictures are forthcoming. That's all the details that we have. It was posted at 9 o'clock this evening on Dale Neitzel's blog, and also Forrest Fenn let a few other people know, a few other bloggers know about it, and so we all went live to let you know that the treasure has been found. Forrest Fenn has confirmed it, and pictures are forthcoming because, as we all know on the internet, pics or it didn't happen.
Right.
So we're all waiting for more details to come. We will be here Wednesday with those details. We will be here to coach you through the transition, and we ourselves will be pivoting. And we'll be sharing our updates with you as to what is going to happen with A Gypsy's Kiss, and Shelley and Toby, what we'll be up to and where we're headed from here. So stick with us, and we'll get through this together.
And don't forget, Monday night, 7 p.m., COVID Conversations, for another conversation on the coronavirus. I know it's taken kind of second place in the news behind the protests. But we're still losing Americans, and in some cases,
and
some
with
states
everybody opening back up again, there's bound to be a resurgence. Yeah. So we don't just talk medical stuff. We also talk about life coaching stuff and what people are going through. So it would also be an appropriate place to come to if you have questions about things going on in yourself. If you're having a lot of anxiety or any sorts of issues you're going through that you would need some coaching on. So you have 2 life coaches there, and you have a medical doctor as well who can, we can all be there to support you. So COVID Conversations on Monday night at 7 o'clock Mountain Time.
Mountain Time with and our guest, as always, is Dr. Coffee Brown. Dr. Brown is a retired emergency medical services doctor. He worked in emergency rooms all his life, and he's now one of the teachers at the University of New Mexico Medical Center. So we'll see you then if you want to join us for that. Yeah. But we'll see you back on Wednesday. We'll have some photos of our trip up north from tomorrow.
And we'll have the phone lines open again on Wednesday. Yeah. So anybody who wants to call in to share their solutions now that, we don't have to hide anymore. We don't have to hide the shadows. We can come out into the light, share our theories and our ideas and our solutions with each other, and just be here as a community for each other.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks for joining us tonight. I know it's a short show, totally unplanned, and we just want to let you know. And I think Mike and K-Pro are still going. They have some other searchers on the show. So if you want to transition over there, say hi to them. I may go by later in the evening. So, all right.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gents, thanks for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And thanks for joining us another episode.
Sean and Jason, it was good to see you tonight.
Sean and Jason, I love you guys. Thanks. There won't be a Zoom call tomorrow because we're going to be up north.
This is your notice.
This is your notice that we won't be doing the family Zoom call
unless
tomorrow.
You want to do it without
Unless you want to
him,
do it, yeah, you can always do
not?
it. Yeah. Love you guys. Have a good night.